I've seen you use the folding rule a lot. I use the folding rule a lot. We use the Polini pocket rule. But I've also seen you use this when you were hanging the lights and whatnot.
It's called a laser tape measure. Keep going.
Laser tape measure, baby.
Okay.
How do you decide?
What about this?
Well, that's a tape measure. Everyone's got one of those, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So how do I choose?
Yeah, how do you choose between and all that?
Well, I always have one of these on me. It's a folding rule. I showed you how to use it. Right?
Wow.
And I always have this tape measure. Okay? And whenever you use a tape measure, I always choose one that is imperial and metric. I choose this scale down here.
Okay.
Okay, and we've done a video on it before. Also, when we did the American Green Lights video, I used this for measuring larger spaces.
Yep.
Okay, but what I want to talk about first is one of my passions is folding rulers. I collect them. I have a great collection of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
you do.
and these are just the ones, a couple of users I have in my shop. I mean, I hear people talk about this all the time. This was a Lufkin, and this was for interior measurements. This came out like this, okay? This is an interlocks, and you'll see how it actually, it's called a zigzag.
Oh, cool.
All right, but I choose these, the folding rule. This is my go-to one. I've just used it, but you're gonna notice one thing that's consistent is I have an imperial and metric scale. Okay, and I'll show you why I choose this in a minute. But the one thing I want to point out is I saw somebody digging in the measuring drawer the other day, and they said, "Man, you have all these broken rulers." Okay, look, I guess look how they're all broken. Right? I mean, these are good, but this is, look, I never throw away broken pieces. Do you know why? It's still good. Look, I can measure. Let me just grab this one. Look, I still measure right here. Wait, Chris, what's your #1 feeler gauge?
Index finger.
Index finger. So I can put it just like that and see, it still measures.
Right.
Okay. So if I'm measuring a small length, this is perfect.
Right.
So I always like a definitive reference. Okay, where on a tape measure sometimes I get a rough measurement.
Okay.
Or I calibrate this. See the little movement in there?
Yeah, that's important.
That's for wear and tear. Okay, so I'm gonna measure this board just like this because I've calibrated, and it looks like it's 616 millimeters. Okay, now what I prefer to use, I know that's calibrated, I know it's accurate, okay, but there's a lot of times you pick up a tape like this and this is just so flimsy.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's built for wear and tear. And if I push it here, it's built for the inside measurement. So you have to have that, all right? But I see these little tabs get dinged and it holds me an offset. So do I trust them completely? I always double check, okay? So,
always double check.
But I always I'll lay this down. Okay, and the camera won't get this, but I always lay it like this, and I come over here, and you'll see that's exactly 616 millimeters.
Sweet, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect, right? Now, let's go to the laser measurer. All right, because these things are so misunderstood. So here's what I'm gonna have you do. What's the distance from the ceiling to the top of the multifunction table? Try that.
Oh boy. Oh.
So you get that, and it gets flimsy. You're measuring a long distance. You're gonna have it exactly, but I'm looking at that D. Look, it's bending and everything, right? Watch this. I'm gonna take this. Okay, and you're measuring it at an angle. You have to have it perfectly 90. I'm just gonna take this and turn it on. Okay, so I have this calibrated for meters. I could take it right down here and look. I'm gonna hold this button. I can do it in feet and inches. I can do it roughly inches. I can do it in feet. But I bring it into metric, okay? And then you'll see there's a laser pointer there, and I just take it like this. I aim it up at the ceiling. There's so much on this laser, it's incredible, but I'll just hit that. And that's my measurement, 2.33 meters. Okay?
Big D got that.
Yeah, that was pretty close, like 94-ish inches.
So I can take this, I can put it in a tracking feature, and I can run it around like this, and I can get, hey, what's exactly 9 feet from here? What's exactly 10 feet? There's all kinds of features. I want to show you this tab right here. What was this measurement of this purple hat?
616.
Okay, so I'm going to take this, see this? I'm going to take it like this, and then I'm just going to grab a stop right here, And this, it measures from this point. So I'm just going to take it. I'm going to get that right there. And there's your reading. So this can be your
Wow.
tape measure. This is how accurate this is. I remember how these evolved over the years, and they're the least expensive ones. They were never accurate, but they were close. Now these are so accurate, it's ridiculous.
That's cool.
So I just wanted to go through a few different applications. I always carry a tape. I always carry, of course, this is my reference. Okay, but I always verify things all the time. There you go.
Yep. This is calibrated too, because he made sure.
So over the years, I'll go into more measuring and marking. It's one of my passions. But it's always a typical question. I can't work without a laser measurer now for longer distances. The folding rule once again, but I just love this tape because of the scale. Okay, so there you go.
Perfect.
And don't forget to
Be positive.
stay sharp.